Today our topic is tangents and secants. So this is also one of the important topic in paper 2 mathematics. So first we will see what is tangent and what is secant. See, in earlier classes in linear equation in two variables we have seen that in a plane the two straight lines may be intersect or the two straight lines may not be intersect. That means there may be parallel lines, and in some situations two straight lines may coincide with each other. Okay, these are the three possible conditions for two straight lines in a plane. Okay, maybe intersecting lines or parallel lines or coincident lines. Similarly, here we have three possible relative conditions, relative positions for circle and a straight line. Okay, here I draw three figures. In figure 1, PQ is a straight line and it is not touching the circle. Here there is no common point for circle and straight line. In figure 2, PQ is passing through the circle. That means here we have two common points A and B for circle and a straight line. And in figure 3, circle and straight line have only one common point, that is A. That means here PQ is just touching the circle. Okay, total three possible conditions. In first condition, in first figure, PQ is not touching the circle. Okay, in figure 1, PQ is a straight line, non-intersecting straight line with respect to the circle. In figure 2, PQ is called secant. What is PQ? It is called secant because it is touching the circle at 2 points and it is forming chord. AB is the chord and PQ is the secant. And in figure 3, PQ is just touching the circle. Here A is the only common point for both circle and straight line. So here PQ is called tangent. In figure 2, PQ is a secant, and in figure 3, PQ is called tangent. This tangent, the word tangent is derived from Latin word tanger, which means to touch. So we call this line PQ as tangent. Okay. So in figure 1 there is no common point. In figure 2 there are two common points A and B. So it is a secant. And in figure 3 A is the only common point and PQ is called tangent. And remember this point A is the only common point. Then A is called point of contact. What is A? A is called point of contact. The common point for both circle and tangent, both circle and straight line is called point of contact. So this is about secant and tangents. Okay. Next, now we know the definition of tangent and secant. Now my question is, how many tangents we can draw to a circle and how many secants we can draw to a circle? See, circle is a set of infinite points. So from each point we can draw one tangent. So like this. So we can draw how many tangents? Infinite tangents we can draw to a circle in all the directions. Okay, we can draw infinite tangents to the circle. Even secant also, we can draw secants like this. Infinite tangents and infinite secants we can draw to a single circle. Next, the next question is, if this is an external point, if A is an external point, from this point how many tangents we can draw to this circle? This is a circle and A is the external point. We can draw how many circles? How many tangents? We can draw like this. This is one tangent and below the circle also we can one more tangent. If we draw tangent like this, it is not going to be the tangent because tangent must be touched at only one point in the circle. So only two tangents are possible from external point. Okay. In a circle we can draw infinite tangents, but from external point we can draw only two tangents. Next, if this is a straight line, let us take xy is a straight line. How many tangents we can draw parallel to this xy? how many tangents we can draw to this circle which is parallel to the straight line xy. We can draw one parallel tangent here and here. We can draw only two parallel tangents to the given straight line. Next, a circle can have how many parallel tangents? So a circle can have how many parallel tangents? So like this. Only two parallel tangents are possible. To the circle we can draw only two parallel tangents. Okay. But we can draw infinite pair of tangents like this. We can draw only two parallel tangents, but in that way we can draw infinite pair of parallel tangents to the circle. So this is also important for objective, number of tangents. How many tangents are possible for a circle? How many tangents from the external point, and how many parallel tangents can be drawn to the circle. Next about theorem 9.1. So this is the first and foremost theorem in this chapter, tangents and secants, and using this theorem only we are going to solve the problems. Okay, first we will see what is the statement. So in the statement, the tangent at any point of the circle is perpendicular to the radius through point of contact. Here what is AB? AB is a tangent because AB is touching the circle at only one point, that is P. P is the only common point for circle and straight line, that is tangent, and O is the center of the circle. Then what is OP? OP is the radius. And what it is saying here? It is saying that tangent of the circle, you take any tangent in a circle, we have infinite tangents. Okay, I'm taking here AB is one of the tangents, and this AB and P is a point of contact. This theorem is telling that this AB, this tangent is perpendicular to what? Perpendicular to the radius. If you draw the radius from point of contact, definitely this OP is perpendicular to AB. Suppose if I take point of contact here, B is a point of contact and this is a tangent. If XY is a tangent and this XY will be perpendicular to OB. You take any tangent here, we have infinite tangents, but tangent is perpendicular to radius through point of contact. Here B is a point of contact, and through this point of contact, this radius is perpendicular to XY, and this AB is perpendicular to OP. Okay, so AB is a tangent which is perpendicular to OP, and here OB is the radius which is perpendicular to XY, where OP and XY are tangents. Okay, so what is theorem statement? Tangent, the tangent of the circle at any point, tangent of the circle at any point is perpendicular to the radius through point of contact. Now we will see how we use this theorem in solving the problems. Next problem based on theorem 9.1. So this is a basic question in tangents and secants, so and important also. Find the length of the tangent to the circle with the center O and radius 6 centimeters. Here diagram is not given in the problem, so we have to draw the diagram according to the question. So radius of the circle is 6 centimeters and center O. And from external point P. So P is external point and OP is what? OP equal to 10 centimeters. And what we have to find? We have to find the length of the tangent. So in this figure, what is a tangent? So this line is a tangent. Since it is touching the circle at only one point, say A. Okay. So here AP is what? AP is a tangent. We have to find the length of the tangent. Okay. How to find the length of the tangent AP in this figure? So first from theorem 9.1, what theorem 9.1 states? The tangent of the circle is always perpendicular to the radius through point of contact. Here A is the point of contact and OA is the radius, AP is the tangent. So AP is perpendicular to OA. AP is perpendicular to OA. So what is this angle? Angle A equal to 90 from theorem 9.1. Okay. from theorem 9.1, first what I proved, angle A equal to 90 degrees. Therefore, we can say that this triangle AOP is right triangle. Okay. In right angle triangle, we have two sides. Using Pythagoras theorem, we can find the third side. What is it? What is Pythagoras theorem? The square of the hypotenuse is equal to sum of the squares of other two sides. So in this right angle triangle, what is the hypotenuse? Since it is a right angle, the side which is opposite to the right angle is called hypotenuse. So can I write OP square, hypotenuse square equal to square of the other two sides, OA square plus AP square. And we have OP equal to 10, OA equal to 6. We have to find length of the tangent, that is AP square. Simplified. 100 equal to 36 plus AP square. So AP square equal to 100 minus 36, that is 64. So AP equal to root 64, that is 8 centimeters. So what is the length of the tangent? 8 centimeters. Simple. First, using theorem 9.1, prove that this triangle is right angle triangle. And from Pythagoras theorem, this is by Pythagoras theorem. By Pythagoras theorem, square of the hypotenuse equal to sum of the squares of other two sides. If you know two of the three sides, we can find the third side. Okay, very simple problem. Remember this theorem. In the examination, you have to write the statement of the theorem 9.1. The tangent of any circle is perpendicular to the radius of the circle through point of contact. Next, we will see one more problem. Next, here I wrote three problems based on theorem 9.1 related to length of the tangents. See, finding the length of the tangent, we can expect one 2-mark question or 1-mark question. See, in the first figure, the distance from center to the external point. Here, external point is 15 centimeters away from the center and radius of the circle is 9 centimeters. We have to find the length of the tangent AB. Okay, same. From theorem 9.1, this is perpendicular to, this OA is perpendicular to radius. Length of the tangent is perpendicular to the radius of the circle. So, this is a right angle triangle. From Pythagoras theorem, what we can write? From Pythagoras theorem, square of the hypotenuse, OA square equal to OP square plus AP square. What is OA? 15 square. 15 square equal to OP square is 9 square and AP we have to find. So 225, bring this side, 81 equal to AP square. So AP equal to 225 minus 81, that is 144, 12 centimeters. So length of the tangent in this figure is 12 centimeters. Next, same. Here 9, 15, 12 are Pythagoras triplets. So here also directly I am writing AP square equal to 4 square plus 3 square, 16 plus 9, that is 25. AP equal to 5 centimeters. But in third problem, we have to find the distance between OP. Here length of the tangent is given 24 centimeters and he is asking that P is how many centimeters away from O. So from Pythagoras theorem, I am not writing the steps. So this is right angle from theorem 9.1. So square of the hypotenuse. What is hypotenuse here? OP is the hypotenuse because this is opposite to the right angle. OP is the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse square equal to OA square plus PQ square. OP square equal to, this is OQ. OQ square plus PQ square. What is OQ? 7. PQ is 24. So 49 plus 24 square. What is 24 square? 576. That is 625. That is equal to OP square equal to 625. OP equal to 25 centimeters. Okay. So we can practice by changing the numbers in a triangle. And this is a method to find the length of the tangent or distance between the center to the external point. Next we will see. Next problem is prove that the tangents to the circle at the end points of the diameter are parallel. Here I put star mark here because this question is frequently asking in the examination and it is very simple. See here what we have to prove. The tangents drawn at the end points of the diameter. Here AB is what? AB is the diameter since it is passing through the center, and L comma M. L and M are tangents. They are touching the circle at only one point. Here A is the point of contact, here B is the point of contact, and AB are the end points of the diameter. And what we have to prove? This L and M are parallel. The tangents drawn at the end point of the diameter are parallel. First write what is given. What is given? AB is the diameter. AB is the diameter. L comma M are tangents. So what we have to prove? We have to prove L is parallel to M. So how to prove this L is parallel to M? Simple. From theorem 9.1, as I told you in the previous problem, this tangent is perpendicular to the radius OA. Tangent L is perpendicular to OA. But what is OA here? OA is the radius of the circle, and this OA is a part of AB. So can I write this L is perpendicular to AB? Because OA is perpendicular to L and OA is a part of AB. We can write L is perpendicular to AB. And similarly, M is also tangent. So tangent M is also perpendicular to radius OB, and we can write M is also perpendicular to diameter AB. So this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. From 1 and 2, what we can conclude? Two lines are perpendicular to the same line. We have an axiom. The lines which are perpendicular to the same line, if this is a straight line, the lines which are perpendicular to the same line are parallel. Why? Suppose these are the straight lines and this is a transversal intersecting. These are corresponding angles. All these angles are 90, 90, 90. So can I say these two lines are parallel and these two lines, all the three lines are parallel? If transversal line intersecting the pair of lines, then corresponding angles are equal. Or by axiom, the lines which are perpendicular to the same line, are parallel. Here L comma N comma N are parallel because all these lines are perpendicular to the same line, that is P. Let us take small p. Okay. So from 1 and 2, what we can write? This L is perpendicular to AB, M is also perpendicular to AB. From axiom, L is parallel to M. Okay. Here you have to write the reason. The lines which are perpendicular to the same line are parallel. So this is a problem, very simple. First write from theorem 9.1, OA is perpendicular to AB. Next, OB is also perpendicular to M. So from equation 1 and 2, simply we can write these two lines L comma N, two tangents are parallel to each other. Next. This problem also based on theorem 9.1 only. See, if AP and AQ are two tangents to a circle with center O and angle POQ is 110, and what is angle PAQ? What is given here? Angle POQ equal to 110 degrees. What we have to find? Angle PAQ. See, if you observe here, OPAQ or APOQ is a quadrilateral. So in this quadrilateral, angle POQ, only one angle is given. We have to find this angle. Okay. We know sum of the four angles in a quadrilateral is how much? It is 360 degrees. If you know three angles, we can find the four angles. But here we have only one angle, that is 110 degrees. Then how to find angle PAQ? PAQ. If you think, this is also very simple problem, because in theorem 9.1, what is theorem 9.1? It is saying that the tangent of any circle is perpendicular to the radius. Here AP and AQ are what? They are tangents, and tangents are perpendicular to radii. Simple. From theorem 9.1, AP is perpendicular to OP and AQ is perpendicular to OQ. Okay, then what is angle P? Implies angle P equal to 90 degrees. Angle Q is also equal to 90 degrees since tangents are perpendicular to the radii. Okay, so angle P 90, angle Q 90, angle O 110. We can find angle A from angle sum property. So in a quadrilateral, angle A plus angle P plus angle O plus angle Q equal to 360 degrees. What is angle A? We have to find. That is angle PAQ. Angle P equal to how much? 90 degrees. What is angle Q? 90 degrees. Next, what is angle O? 110 degrees equal to 360 degrees. So angle PAQ equal to 360 degrees minus 90 plus 90, 180, 280 and 290. What is 360 minus 290? 0 minus 0 is 0. 16 minus 9, it is 7. Next, 70. 2 minus 2 is 0. So what is angle PAQ? PAQ equal to 70 degrees. Okay. Using angle sum property, we can find this fourth angle, and we have only one angle in the question, but we can write this is 90, this is 90 using theorem 9.1. Is it simple or not? Okay.